So it has a brew. Probably one of the worst tasting brews ever because there's a real scum on today. I'm currently in London. I'm actually in the office today because I was actually kind of in the area. I needed to pick up my shoes. There's a few other things I needed to pick up and drop off, and I was going to go and see house today. So that's where I currently am. I'm currently in the office. I'm not going to tell you who I work for because I want to keep that sort of separate. Maybe I don't want any of our clients to figure out who I am and then think of there's this company he works for, and yeah. So I don't want to get involved with that. But I just wanted to do like a brew time because I've not done one for ages, and I wanted to give you an update and I kind of feel bad that I've not told you guys what's been going on and stuff. So I've been super busy with work and with finding places and with exploring London and with like doing that whole thing. So I am in London at the moment. So I currently work in the Barbican, Islington kind of area. I live in Crawley with my cameraman Steve, which is actually quite good. The downside is that I have to commute like 4 hours a day, which is a little bit shit. So I've got that to contend with, which is kind of a little bit shit really. So I went to go and view a flat today, which I might put some pictures up, maybe, I'm not too sure. And it looks really great. It's a little bit expensive, I suppose, but everywhere in London is expensive, so I'm not too fussed about that. But that means I'm going to get my space, and it means I'll have my desk back. I'll be able to game some more. I'll be close to the city. I'll be in zone 2, I think, zone 3. I think it's like on the verge of being zone 3, but it's zone 2. So yeah, it's quite cool. I'm going to be living over towards Elephant Castle way, which is really sweet. I just wanted to give you guys a bit of an update as to what was going on because I haven't really told you what has been going on, and so I'm hoping I can get back into this. Not maybe very regularly still. It's still going to be all over the place because I'm not too sure what's happening with a lot of stuff. But hopefully it's going to come all together, and hopefully we'll be cooking on gas in like a month's time. I'm going to be moving into this place, the Elephant Castle, at the end of April. So hopefully I'll be good to go there, and I can do a weekly brew time, which is what I was doing before when I was in Cornwall. Well, actually, no, not when I was in Cornwall. When I was in Plymouth, I was doing it weekly, and then when I moved to Cornwall, it reduced in time, and then it kind of became this non-existent thing. So it's a bit shit. So there's loads of stuff I really need to get involved with. I need to do some reviews. I need to do this, that, and the other, and I really need to get my arse in gear in terms of content creation. So if there's anything specific you want me to do, obviously let me know. I'm going to try and then do a list of stuff that I want to cover, and then kind of go from there. And yeah, because I've just not had time to do anything. This is literally, I mean, I went to EGX and I had some time for that, which is great, but I didn't really have time to kind of cover it properly, and I didn't have then time to edit shit properly. So I really need to get back involved with YouTube a bit more, because that's kind of like part of me getting this job was because I was a YouTuber, which is kind of quite cool. And yeah, so I want to kind of get back into it probably, because it is. I've been out of it for a little bit too long, and I've been out of it for so long that my subscriber count is going down now. It actually hit 1,700, and now it's gone back down to 1,640 something. So I've lost like 60 subscribers in the past. Well, just in the time I've been up here, which is only just over a month. So I need to get back into it, and yeah, which is a bit shit. But now I'm in London. This is fucking fantastic, because it means I can go out and about. I can be in more interesting locations. I can go and meet some actual people like you guys, because loads of you are actually in London, which is really sweet. So I can meet some actual full proper YouTubers, and we can go and do stuff, which is cool. So yeah, that is pretty much that. I went down to Cornwall. I'm not going to do any tech news for this at all. Like, if you want to switch off now, you can. This is just kind of like an update. It's more like a traditional vlog that most shitty bullshit YouTubers do, but I thought I'd do something. Also, props to the Tiger mug. This isn't my mug. It's just a mug from work, but I've nicked it as mine because I love Tigger, and yeah. So yeah. So being in London is fantastic from a YouTube standpoint, from a living standpoint, and from a career standpoint as well. So which is really cool. So the plan is to carry on doing YouTube, and to carry on doing that, expand it, increase it, make it better, rebrand it. So there's going to be a big, huge visual identity rebrand coming up. I've got a designer on board, so we're going to do that. We're going to go through, and we're probably going to grab hold of that visual identity and the brand and do something with it, because I want to be able to scale it across everything. So I want it to be able to put it on a website, and I want to be able to put it on a mug and everything. And this isn't it's not going to change me, and it's not going to change what I do, but it will change people's perceptions. Maybe when they view the stuff, they'll see the visual identity and think, oh wow, that might be quite good. So, nothing's going to change. I'm not going to be one of these big corporate sellout shill kind of people, but I kind of want to make things a little bit more professional looking, I guess. So yeah, I'm still looking to get some decent actual equipment. The problem I have at the moment is my EOS M my 600D is great, but what it's doing now is it'll cut out shorter than it should. So on my 600D, I always had the problem where it would cut out after 15 minutes because of the limitations of FAT32 on SD cards. And now, because my 600D is a lot older, it's like 3 or 4 years old now, the sensor in it gets a little bit too hot. And so what it does is it stops the recording and then starts again, but it'll do like quick succession, like 3 times in a row, and it's fucking annoying. And if I'm at EGX or somewhere like that, there's no way I can afford for that to happen. So I need to get either a new DSLR, which is I'm very tempted to do because a DSLR was probably the best of both in terms of capturing stills, capturing some great footage as well. Use CineStyle. I've currently got it switched off at the moment because I can't be fucked with playing around with the colours, and I find that when I'm playing around with CineStyle, there's some few things I need to get right first, whereas I'm just using the auto mode and I can't be, well, I'm not using auto exposure, but I'm using auto everything else because it's just easier. So that's kind of, I want to try and get better equipment. I'm looking at maybe getting either like a little run and gun, kind of like an XF100 Canon something, or just going all out and just getting a proper studio camera. I do want an Ursa. That's what I'm pining for at the moment. I want a Blackmagic Ursa. I don't need one. But it's nice to have. It'd be really great to have. There's talk of possibly having a bonus, so I might use that to put towards maybe a Blackmagic Ursa. But to do that, I mean, the Ursa costs 3 and a bit grand, and then I'm going to have to buy bits on top, like a recorder, a load of SSDs, because I'm going to need about, I don't know how much worth of storage. If I'm on the go all day, I'm going to need SSDs coming out my ears because, and a recorder, an external recorder, because that thing eats memory like nobody's business, because you can do 4K RAW on it, and 4K RAW takes up a lot of space. And there's no point doing 4K, well, there's no point capturing footage that isn't in RAW, especially if I'm going to EGX. So that's kind of where I am at the moment. That's what I'm thinking of. That's what I'm kind of planning, I suppose, in terms of the equipment side. I might look at increasing my audio capabilities. At the moment I'm using a Rode VideoMic Go, so the audio is not that great, putting into a Zoom H1, but it's like, I don't want to be spending too much money on that, because it's like, it's not about that, it's not about the professional level. I mean, it is and it isn't. All I need is something to be really easy for me to use in post. That's literally all I care about. And so at the moment my current setup works fine, and I can do it and it's great, but really I could do it with an all-in-one system that I can kind of take everywhere, because I'm so busy now. I've not got the time to be fanning around with aligning audio up and doing this, that and the other, and so I need to get it squared away. I need to make sure it's kind of like, it's good, and yeah, so that's kind of what I'm thinking for a minute. But I mean, I'm not going to use YouTube startup capital to do anything with, because I don't earn enough from this. This for me is like a real, I'm annoyed that I haven't done it for so long, because I really love doing this. The whole point of this is basically as a hobby for me. Like, this is not a job. This is not me trying to sell myself out. This isn't to feed my ego. This is just because I enjoy doing it. I'm not doing it really for any other purpose. I like helping people out, which is good. And, to a certain extent, this is what this is. But and also I want to try to change the status quo of how YouTube happens, because YouTube's gone downhill like so fast. It's ridiculous. Like, review videos are not review videos. They're just like, the fuck? Review videos aren't review videos. They're just kind of selling the product, and it's like, well, any old buddy can sell the product. Actually, I want to know the bad points of it. I want to know the good points of it. I want to know your personal opinions of it. I don't want somebody reading off specs and all this other shit. Like, so that's what I wanted this to be. Is I want it to be honest, open, and great, which is what I want. So, so yeah, I think that is that's kind of where I want to go with it. And yeah, and I need to kind of vary the formats. I need to create a brew time. I need to create a beer time. I need to have 2 videos a week, because the way that YouTube is doing its search paradigms now, it gives priority over those that have got 2 video uploads a week over those that have 1, which is a bit weird. But that's the sweet spot at the moment, which is a bit bizarre. But yeah, so I need to increase my video upload and stuff. So you know, I need to get on top of it. This will probably be the first video for a while. This will be like one, and then there won't be another one probably until when I get my own place at the end of the month. So it depends. I might try and do something maybe between now and then, just to kind of keep things going. Because people are missing it, which is it's a real surprise. It's really cool, but people are like contacting me and saying, "Oh, when are you going to upload a new video? Like, we missed this and we missed that." And it was quite funny. Apparently, my brother, who's I think he's 11, 12, one of his mates from school, apparently is quite a big fan of mine, and has been asking him when I'm going to upload stuff. And then I'm like, well, I don't know, like, I've not got any time to do it. So, well, I have and I haven't. Like, I've got time in the mornings on the commute, but because the commute is the commute and it's so quiet, I would not be able to get away with talking at a camera on, when I could. No one would care. Well, they would care, and I would be looked at with condescension, but they wouldn't, like, no one's going to come up to me and say, mate, what the fuck are you doing? So I've not got enough confidence to just go and do that kind of thing. If I had 1 million subscribers, or like 10,000 subscribers, I might be able to do it, because I'm like, oh, well, fuck you guys, I've got so many subscribers. But I don't know, I could still do it like in the middle of London, because it doesn't really matter. People don't really care too much. Unless you're around Barbican Islington way, people seem to care when I did my last video, which is a bit bizarre. But when I was in Hyde Park, no one seemed to care. And if you're like out and about in the middle of London, like central London, proper central London, like Holborn and Camden, no one seems to care either. So, but I do definitely want to go out and about. I want to go into cafes. I want to do a brew time outside of my house. I don't want to be, or outside my flat. I don't want to be kind of attached to one area. I want to change the scenery, change the pace. I want to be talking with people, talking with you guys. And I want Brewtime to become more than just me. I don't want it just to become something that I'm just involved with, because it's kind of just boring. People love it. People do really like it, but I kind of want to, I don't know, I want to kind of expand it. And I'd love to hear your guys' inputs on it, because essentially it is your thing. It's my thing, because I'm the person creating it, but it's for you, I suppose. Like, I enjoy doing this, and that's the whole point of doing it, but it would be good to get some steering from people and see what they think. So, yeah, and I'm not going to, like, yeah, great, if you could donate, that would be fantastic, but I'm not going to push that anymore, I don't think, because I know no one's going to do it, and secondly, I don't earn any real money from it anyway, so it's kind of like, yeah, okay, you donate 10 or whatever, but really, I mean, over the course of a year, that's great. Over the course of a year, that's 120 quid. That sounds as though I was thinking about it then, I was clearing my throat. 120 quid a year. So that, you know, it is nice, but over the course of a year it's great, but, you know, monthly it isn't so great. So I might just sort of say, I'm not going to cancel that whole payment model in terms of that, but, you know, I'm not going to push it so much, I don't think. I mean, it depends what you lot think. If you think I should, and you think I should be getting people that've got some money to pay for it, then great. YouTube has implemented paid subscriptions. It's been paid subscriptions for ages, because I'm a kind of a sort of a tester for YouTube's stuff, bit of an alpha tester for some of their features. I've been on that list for ages, but I've purposefully not got anything. Nothing is chargeable on my channel. I don't think anything ever will be, because I don't agree with that. I think everything should be free and open. And if you want to donate, or if you want to put some money back into it, that's your own decision. I'm not going to force people to do that by doing it through paid subscriptions, because I don't think that's fair. So, and you have to put up with adverts anyway, unless you use AdBlock. If you do use AdBlock, yeah, you're a bit of a dick. I'm not going to harangue you about it. It's annoying, but it's like, it's your own prerogative. I don't use AdBlock for well, actually, no, I use AdBlock Plus for some things, but not YouTube. YouTube is one thing I don't use AdBlock on, because I want to support people. Even if the videos are shit, I want to support people, because they've taken the time and effort to create something, and I know how hard it is, and I know how difficult it is, and so I always, you know, make sure I disable AdBlock. So I think what is it, like 5 seconds out of your life if you want to skip the advert, and sometimes, often I find, you see an advert, you're like, oh, actually, that's quite relevant to me. So you might end up going through and purchasing something from there anyway. So yeah, I want to kind of collaborate a little bit more. With the summer coming up, I want to be out and about a lot more. I want to be out, I want to be talking with people, I want to be maybe down the pub or whatever, and speaking with people and changing the way that we do this. And kind of go from there. Steve, my cameraman, wanted us to do like well, actually, I tried a puff of a cigar last weekend. Was it last weekend, or I don't know, in the week maybe? it wasn't unpleasant, but it kind of seemed a bit pointless. But the idea behind that was we were going to like smoke cigars and then maybe drink some beer and kind of just talk about random shit. And it would have been quite a cool like thing to do, but I don't know whether or not it's relevant to this. So I don't know. I kind of want to do something a bit different. Like brew time is going to remain, but I want to do something else outside of that. Maybe a beer time and roll it into like a beer time would be a much more relaxed thing and would be including more people. I don't know. I'm not too sure how I'm going to manage that, but yeah, certainly at the end of April, so from May onwards, it will be starting to become a weekly thing again, hopefully, and then I'll be going to events and stuff. I purposely didn't go to a Gadget Show live because number one, I think it's a pointless waste of time because it's shit, and number two, I don't have the time to do that. So I've booked tickets for Rejects at the NEC in September, I think it is. So I'm going to that. I'm hoping to get a press pass, which would be great. And I'm fingers crossed, I can get somebody to sponsor a camera. That's my plan. If I can get like a local company to sponsor like a camera rental for the weekend, that would be great. That'd be fantastic. I'm not going to hold out for it because it depends, but it'd be fantastic if we could do that. And if not, well, we'll just have to run with the 600D and kind of get to it a bit. It will do the job, but realistically, I could do with something new, so we'll have to see about that. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I kind of ranted on a little bit too long, but I kind of wanted to, give you a bit of an update. And I know, like, 50% of you want longer videos, and 50% of you want short videos. So I'm going to try and vary the length, because when I started this out, it was like 5-minute videos, and then it got longer and longer and longer. Some of them last like for an hour, and some of them last still 5 minutes, some of them last 15 minutes, some of them last half an hour. So I kind of want to keep that whole process going, maybe changing the length depending upon what's actually happening. If there's only one piece of news that I think is really relevant and really cool, I'll talk about that one piece of news for a real short time. If there's loads of stuff, I might just have an hour-long version. In the summer, I think a lot less people are going to be looking at stuff like that because people have got shit to do. They're going to be out, they're going to be on holiday. So yeah, I need to have a look at my analytics and figure out what people actually like and what people enjoy, and maybe kind of tailor it to that. But really, this is for you guys. So I might actually poll the people that actually pay money into this and see what they want to do. Was kind of my plan to. I'm speaking really in a boring tone today. I don't know why. Like I feel like I'm just monologuing at you. But I've got a fucking horrendous sore throat now because because Steve had tonsillitis for two times now since I've been here, and now I think I've got some kind of ailment from that. I had a cold when I went down to Cornwall last weekend. But yeah, so in terms of the payment thing, the plan would be for the people that pay to actually make decisions based on this, which is kind of the plan and kind of the way I was going to do it. Whether or not that's a good idea, I don't know, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. It could be good, could be bad. I'm not too sure. Yes, I think that is pretty much it. I don't know when I'll catch you again. It could be next week, it could be the week after, but it's probably more likely going to be the beginning of May. So I shall drink my brew, and I shall catch you in a later video.